Good morning, Chair Hagman, ranking members of Ledger Fernandez, and members of the subcommittee. My name is Jason Robison. I'm the Lands and Resource Officer for the Cow Creek Band of Umpqua Tribe of Indians. On behalf of Tribal Chair Carla Keene and Vice Chair Gary Jackson, I want to thank you for this opportunity to testify today regarding unlocking Indian country's economic potential. I want to first commend the efforts of this subcommittee, the administration, and tribal leaders across the country for seeking innovative approaches to promoting tribal self-governance and providing more opportunities to tribes to manage tribal lands and resources according to tribal values, goals, and objectives. It is a goal we all share, and the tribe welcomes this opportunity to participate in discussions which could help shape new opportunities for tribes throughout the country. Cow Creek is one of 9 federally recognized tribes in the state of Oregon. The tribe has just over 1,900 tribal members. And Cow Creek has a rich history in Southern Oregon that reflects its hard work, perseverance, and desire to be self-reliant. Cow Creek owns and manages approximately 30,000 acres of land within Oregon, comprised of approximately 15,000 acres of fee land, 23,000 acres of trust, and approximately 30,000 acres of forest lands managed to promote the social, ecological, and economic goals and objectives laid out in the tribe's approved forest management plan. The tribe is the second largest employer in Douglas County, employing approximately 1,000 tribal and non-tribal people. The Umpqua Indian Development Corporation is the tribe's primary economic development engine. UIDC businesses and tribal resource management provide much of the needed revenues for tribal government operations, which provide social services, housing, education, healthcare, and elders care to the membership. The tribe is a strong advocate for Indian self-determination and self-governance. We operate our governmental programs under a self-governance compact approved by the tribe and the Secretary of Interior. Under the compact, the tribe has been able to redesign programs and carry out activities under tribal policies and procedures rather than burdensome processes contained in federal manuals and handbooks. This has allowed more efficient operations, which better serves the interests of our tribal membership and our environment. On June 1st, 2018, the President signed the Oregon Tribal Economic Development Act, which clarified that transactions involving land owned in fee by Cow Creek and other Oregon tribes were not subject to the Non-Intercourse Act. The Oregon Tribal Economic Development Act makes it crystal clear that Cow Creek may sell or otherwise develop its fee lands free from federal interference, improving its ability to create economic opportunities while protecting the environment at or above federal environmental standards. In 2010, Congress passed a bill to amend the Act of August 1955 to authorize the Cow Creek and other tribes in Oregon to obtain 99-year lease authority. This lease authority has provided the tribe with an opportunity to package longer-term business arrangements on tribal land. The Hearth Act of 2012 has also provided opportunities for expanded lease authorities on tribal lands, in addition to allowing the tribe to develop its own regulations and policies approved by the Secretary of Interior. These types of authorities and actions provide tribes with the ability to conduct business in a more competitive and attractive environment. They also create certainty for tribes, which is a must if we are to eventually achieve self-determination and self-governance. Without these types of authorities and actions, tribes are being punished and held at a substantial disadvantage. Restricted fee title is one classification of Indian lands. However, very few tribes have the opportunity to use this status to their advantage. We recommend this committee pursue opportunities to expand this land use designation across Indian country. The Cow Creek were one of the first tribes in the country to enter into a demonstration project established under Section 2 of the Indian Trust Asset Reform Act, ITARA. Under the ITARA demonstration project, the tribe prepared an Indian Trust Asset Management Plan, or an ITAMP, for forest management. The approved ITAMP allows the tribe to perform forest management activities under tribal law and tribal forestry regulations rather than federal rules. Numerous forest management actions which previously required federal agency approval and could take a year or more to implement are now approved solely by the tribe and implemented in a manner of a few months or less while still meeting applicable federal law. ITARA has allowed advancement along a pathway to achieve the tribe's vision of the forest. This is another example of our success in strengthening tribal sovereignty. We'd like to see this authority become permanent. The tribe has also taken steps to utilize authorities under the Tribal Forest Protection Act, the Agricultural Improvement Act, to develop co-management agreements with adjacent federal land managers. These authorities and agreements add to the list of tools that have been made available to tribes for managing and protecting tribal members and tribal resources. We request this committee assess new authorities that complement or expand these types of opportunities to tribes. It is our hope that we can continue to work together across Indian country on a bipartisan basis to fix lingering legislative issues like the Non-Intercourse Act, 99-year lease authority, the use of restricted fee status, and others in order to provide all of Indian country the same opportunity. It is also our hopes that by working together, we promote new legislation that empowers tribal governments, increases business opportunities for tribes, promotes tribal sovereignty and self-governance, and reduces the cost of administrative burdens of federal oversight on all designations of tribal land. We recommend that the subcommittee look into legislation like the Hearth Act and the Indian Trust Asset Reform Act as good examples of what works well in Indian country. In closing, I'd like to thank you for the time and opportunity to present testimony today regarding unlocking Indian country's economic potential. Cow Creek is at the forefront of many of these new laws, and we would welcome the opportunity to work with this committee and to you to draft new legislation. Again, thank you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.